have you ever Googled or thought about whether you need to be sleep training your baby in order to get them to sleep better? Well, if that question has crossed your mind, then make sure you watch this video because I'm talking about the scenarios in which you might need to sleep train or where perhaps it's not the right thing for you. But before I dive in, let me introduce myself. I'm Jen. I'm from jenniferbutler.com.au and I'm an early parenting consultant that's dedicated to helping parents enjoy the simple joys and intimate early days of these early years of parenthood. And I do this by helping them get to know, understand, and support their baby in the areas of sleep, feeding, toddler behavior and emotions, and all things that happen for your little people. So if that sounds like something that you want to hear about, head to my website and sign up for my mailing list. I send you my free clean sleeping guide, which is an absolute beauty of a reference, and I actually refer to it later on in this video. So get your hands on it, sign up, and you're also notified of when I release these new videos once a fortnight on a Tuesday. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be talking about sleep training, but I just wanted to make something quite clear, is that in this day and age, sleep training isn't required. We don't need to train our little people to sleep, but what we can do is gently guide them and allow them some practice in being able to learn ways to sleep that is independent of mum and dad, that doesn't require you to come in every time they make a little squawk or wake up between sleep cycles to help them get back to sleep. This is okay to do, and this is biologically normal to achieve without having to train or do anything outrageous like cry it out. I actually did a video on the whole cry it out technique of sleep training that I'll link to below. So make sure to check that out. But yes, for the purpose of this video, we will talk about sleep training, but know that that's not my jam and that's not what is required to help your little person sleep. Okay, so should I sleep train my baby? Scenario number one. If you have an issue with what is going on, how often your baby or toddler is waking, if you're not finding that the way you're settling your child to sleep is conducive for quality sleep for both you and your baby, and you've had enough, then perhaps sleep training is for you. I always say to families that it's not a problem unless it's a problem for you. So even though the neighbor next door might be telling you that you shouldn't be doing things this way and that that's not the best way for your baby to sleep, at the end of the day, if it doesn't bother you, it sure as hell doesn't bother me, and it sure as hell should not bother your neighbor. So the moral of the story is no, you shouldn't sleep train your baby or your toddler if it's not actually causing you a problem. My job exists for the families who it is causing a problem and it's no longer suitable or adaptable or appropriate for their situation. Okay, scenario number two as to whether you need to sleep train your baby. A lot of the time, babies and toddlers don't need to be sleep trained, or they don't need to have their settling practices changed. And a lot of change and improvement comes by looking at all the other stuff when it comes to sleep. When I talk to families about sleep, I talk about the triple C approach. And what this covers is clean sleeping, which is my free guide on the website. Make sure you download it, guys. The consistency in rhythms, and the calm settling. And together, this is what produces and promotes quality sleep. And so often, I have seen amazing improvements just in focusing on the clean sleeping and the consistency and rhythms of the day. And through those improvements, we don't even have to look at the settling part of things. And so that whole thought around sleep training and those harsh settling techniques aren't even required. So sometimes it's just about getting this stuff right, the clean sleeping and the consistency and rhythms, and then the rest follows. So if you're in that camp, no, you don't need to sleep train your baby. So the third scenario and the final one is that if you have addressed everything, you've got all of the other things in place, like the clean sleeping's ticked off, your consistency and rhythms are spot on, you've got it all happening. If you're finding that they are requiring so much of your input to help them fall asleep and you're fed up with it, then perhaps, yes, it is time to look at how you are settling your baby or toddler and whether we can teach you ways to help allow your baby and toddler to learn that they are okay and safe to fall asleep independent of you, rather than you needing to be the full assistance every time they need help going back to sleep. So this can be achieved in ways that are not what you think, that it's not about this harsh sleep training that I keep talking about. It can be done in such a way that's gentle, kind, and respective of their development. And it changes based on how old your child is, because what a new baby is capable of is very different to what a toddler is capable of. So sleep training isn't a bad thing if it's required, if a family needs it and wants it, and if it's done in a way that's respective of the child and the family's parenting values. Anyway, that's it from me for this video. I hope that that's helped you to consider whether the need for sleep training fits you and your family, and if that's where you guys are at. And if it is, then I would love to be able to help you. So make sure to drop me a comment, get in touch with me, do whatever to say hello, and we can touch base and see if we can help you find a strategy that's going to help to improve your baby and toddler sleep in a kind and gentle way. Anyway, I'll be back here in another fortnight with a brand new video, so make sure you head on over to my website to subscribe to my clean sleeping guide so you're notified of when I release my new videos, or hit subscribe below if you're on YouTube. We'll see you back here in another fortnight. Bye.